Welcome to the Real Life Artist Podcast. This is the show where we discuss the challenges that come with being an artist, as well as ways you can overcome those challenges through practical applications, shared experiences, and general discussion. My name's Luke. Thank you for joining in. I'm your host. Man, if you are in your car, going to work, just sit back, relax, enjoy, or somewhere else, just chilling, grab your favorite beverage or snack. We are going to get into it today. Today, we're talking about boredom and how boredom can cause us to become apathetic. It is a slippery slope, isn't it? Us as creatives. So question, opening up here. Do you ever get bored when making your art and in your craft? I'm assuming yes, but I don't fully know. I know that sometimes I definitely do, and I feel like it's just a natural occurrence that happens when we're creating things and we do things long term. And really, boredom can cause us to become apathetic on our long-term goals because we get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. Even if what we're doing was working, we still might give up on it because, again, we just get bored of it. So we need to make sure we're assessing our goals and habits and following the Goldilocks rule, which we will get into what that is in exactly a few minutes. I'm not sure. Not exactly a few minutes. We'll get into it. But that is our topic. And our outline is we've got 4 points to go over. 1, assess your goals regularly. 2, keep yourself busy. 3, make a calendar. And 4, be intentional with time off. I say we just get right into it. But boredom, But let's just talk about boredom. Again, it's one of those things where we all feel from time to time. And really, is it a bad thing? I've come to the conclusion that if we let our mind wander a little bit too much, too regularly, we're going to succumb to distractions. We've got to make our time efficiently. So let's talk about this first point, assessing our goals regularly. So here's the thing. Doing the same habit or routine over and over again is not only boring, but perhaps it's unproductive. You're doing the same routines, the same piano practice, the same notes, the same scales, the same whatever. You're not really being super productive. So to remedy this, we need to follow the Goldilocks rule, which is basically make your daily actions difficult enough that they challenge you to grow, but easy enough that they're actually possible to accomplish. So it's not basically make it so it's not too difficult to actually get things done, to actually do your daily things. And assess whether your daily actions are actually taking you closer or further from your goal. So we essentially want to make sure things are streamlined and efficient. James Clear in Atomic Habits discusses he doesn't use creative output as the example necessarily, but I'm going to. He just says getting things done is kind of like a hose. But in this instance, imagine water is creative output from a hose. So you got a hose, right? And that hose has a kink in it, which means less output. If you want to get more water out of the hose faster, you could pump more water through it, right? We can exert more effort. Or you could just remove the kink in the hose and no more effort is required, but you still get better results. You still get more output. And the point is, we need to find ways to reduce the friction in our daily processes, in our daily work, instead of always trying to work harder. I feel like our culture is always saying, work harder, work longer, which, yes, hard work is good and important, and you need it. But sometimes it's just about being more efficient, removing the kink in the hose, making less friction for your daily actions and goals. So that's 1, assessing our goals regularly. 2, keeping yourself busy. Keep yourself busy. A bored mind is unproductive and actively looks for distraction. Let's be honest here. So definitely stay busy, right? Because we don't want to get this like mindless, just, being pulled through life thing. But at the same time, let's not assign ourselves useless busy work. Okay, we're not kids anymore. Instead of busy work, it's much easier to have a daily to-do list. And make it things that you can actually do in a day. Even if you have to underestimate. I mean, that's really better than overestimating and not getting anything done. So, keep yourself busy. Don't assign busy work. And make sure you're actually able to do the things that you have to do, even if you have to underestimate. So that's 2. Keep yourself busy. 3. Make a calendar. So, question. What's on your calendar right now for your art or creative endeavors? Do you even have one? If not, I highly recommend using a calendar app or getting a paper calendar and hanging it somewhere you're going to see every day. And it's going to remind you of what you're going to have to be doing. Get a calendar. Put tasks on the calendar and make hard deadlines. Because really, if we make hard deadlines with our clients and working with other people, why aren't we doing that with ourselves? Well, a calendar is a great way to do this, to stay on track. And honestly, if you even need maybe an accountability partner, share your calendar with them. It's super, super useful. So you combine that with to-do lists, it's really a good combination for getting things done. And lastly, so 3 was make a calendar. 4, be intentional with time off. It's really important to have time off to unwind and relax. Be sure that you're doing this every week. Now, the actual time off, the amount, is different per person. Some may like to have a day off per week, some 2, some maybe more, but the long-term thing here is that we're genuinely achieving our goals. We're actually making music constantly and consistently in a time that helps us reach our goals. The exact time off each week isn't necessarily important, but we need to actually have something tangible that's actually being done. We're not just thinking we're doing things. So be vigilant to the fact that you actually have to create, not just thinking of things. So have time off, but be intentional and make sure things are actually being created. I think as creatives, we have this habit of this mindset of thinking we're actually creating more than we actually are. We're not honest with ourselves, and it really hurts our ability to create. And, maybe you just ask yourself, how many songs have I written and actually released in the past 3 months? I definitely recommend using a habit tracker or, again, a calendar to stay on top of this and mark things off when you do them. If you don't do them, don't mark them off. And that's really going to offer a transparency that shows whether we're actually doing things. So be intentional with your time off. Definitely have time to unwind. But remember to keep in mind we actually need to be creating here. We can't just be thinking. We actually need to be making tangible songs. So wrapping this all up, just remember these 4 things for fighting boredom, because boredom causes apathy, and we need to actively fight it. So assess our goals regularly. Keep yourself busy but efficient. Make a calendar and be intentional with time off. These are important. We need to actively fight boredom. If not, we are going to become apathetic. And I think all of us, I know I speak for many when I say all or most of us are so sick of being apathetic. So let's fight this boredom off using these strategies. Exciting announcement-ish, for me it is. The show is now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go listen if you're watching on YouTube, or listening rather on YouTube. There is a link now available for Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If that's where you get your podcasts, go ahead. Guarantee it'll totally be worth it. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, reach out using the information in the show notes or leaving a comment. If you like the show, please remember to leave a review, as it really helps build credibility and helps others like you find the show. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Real Life Artist. Again, I'm Luke, your host. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.